Welcome back to another episode of Projecting Grandeur. I'm your host, Ron Dichter. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the community. Today we're going to talk about making people care. Every business, every idea, every product, service that's new didn't exist. Nobody cared about it. And when you start a new business or change careers, frankly, do something different, we have this weird, distorted view that everybody actually cares what we're doing. And the reality is that most people are so, stuck in their own lives that they don't think about, what other people are doing or what somebody else has going on. And when you start a new business, we think when we put a post out on social media or we send an email out to prospective customers that people are just going to immediately care. And the reality is that's not going to happen. And so when you're starting out, it's very easy for you to have doubts and start second guessing yourself. And when you don't get an immediate response to an ad or a post or, a sales presentation or whatever it is, that you immediately start going to that negative side where it's like, maybe I didn't think this through, maybe it's not going to work. And you start letting doubt creep in. And what I have learned in my career, and I will just be the first to admit that I am by no means the smartest, the best, the anything, frankly. I just have a really good work ethic, and I also try to learn from things that don't go well so that I can do them better or that I can avoid doing those things again. And when I think about, all the times that I have put something out, a new product, a new service, a new idea, and it wasn't met with like this euphoria that I was expecting, where everyone was like, oh my goodness, where's this been? Like, I sometimes let myself, start to have doubt. And the point of today is really to understand that if you are going to be someone that builds a business, builds a career, a life for yourself, you have to believe it. And you have to be able to sell it. And you have to be able to make people care about what you're doing. And the way that you do that is by really focusing in on why you're doing what you're doing, what you believe what you're doing is going to do or impact for your customer or your prospective customer, and convince them that the things that you're putting forward are going to be beneficial. And you have to have that excitement all the time. You heard me say this before in previous episodes, where you have to have constant jazz hands and be excited about that product. You have to get people fired up about what you're bringing to market, because they don't know what it is, right? Especially if it's new and it's never been done. They don't actually know what you're creating. And so the only way that they are going to buy into what you're doing is that you tell them what you're doing and you explain the benefits. And I think we take for granted as business owners and as leaders that just because we put something out there that people are going to be able to take what's in our head and actually make sense of it and then understand what we're trying to do. And we're just fooling ourselves. So it's really important to make sure that you believe it, that you sell it, and that you can make people care about it. And again, don't let little setbacks bring you down. Don't let moments of failure or lack of responsiveness get you down. It's going to happen, right? I've put so much out there that has just been crickets. I've put a post out that I worked really hard on. I thought it was going to promote, this thing, and nobody responded. And I'm like, did I miss the mark here? Well, it was just it just needed a change. It needed a tweak, but it needed me to be continually excited about it, because it wasn't that one post. It was the combination of posts. It was that combination of sales, and all those things added up create that excitement, create that reason for people to care. So my point today, make people care. And the way you do that is you just stick to your guns, you stay excited, you stay optimistic, you don't let things get you down, and when the most rough times happen is when the best things will come out of it. You just have to stick to it. And there are so many examples of people who quit right as things were getting going because they just got down on themselves. Don't get down on yourself. Stay positive. Make people care because you care. Make people care because you believe, and make people care because you have that excitement regardless of what the outcome of that immediate thing is. You stay focused on it. So point today, make people care. Start with caring yourself. Hope you find this helpful. Have a wonderful day. This is Projecting Grandeur. I'm Ron Dichter, and don't forget, share this with a buddy. See ya.